Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report, home of the political channel where we talk and discuss about everything political and politics and political politics and things that are politically about politics. Psych. I'm so glad the election is over. Let's get to business. All right, end of day here for Wednesday, November the 9th, 2016, post-election world. And you're looking at a daily chart of the Dow. We managed to push it toward all-time highs, and now we're going to see where we go from here. But who gives a darn about the Dow? Let's take a look at gold. That's what we want to see. What's going on with these precious metals and these miners? All right, so as you can see here, gold is trying to eke out a small positive gain on the daily chart. And you know what I told you about this bar. So for those of you who missed it, go back and watch today's earlier videos. The one that you want to reference is the algos pointing to parabolic moves ahead. Check that out. You'll learn something. So as it stands right now, on the daily chart, the gold is technically still below the Kumo cloud, and it's following this trajectory here. Okay. However, when you take a look at the longer term picture, you will see everything that I've been telling you is playing out. Here we are elongating around the ramp. If I make it smaller here, you can get a better picture. But we're about to hit the next upward thrust in the ramp before stretching out sideways again. I did tell you too that prices should be able to project above the 1300 level, and that's what's happening now. So currently, if you go back and look at the earlier video, you'll see where we're going to be going from here and what that looks like. So right now, gold is still above the long-term trend line support, which is good, and bumping up against first resistance around that 1300 level. So once we get up to the next ramp, this is a nice catapult ramp right here. Should be able to get to that 1364, 1370, and be well on our way to 1400. So we are still on tack for the trajectory that I told you where we're headed on the gold. All right, now looking at the silver futures, it's the same old thing. You see a much steeper ramp is coming, and we're starting to edge up on that ramp, and that should pull us above the $21 handle. So this trajectory is still intact, and prices are headed toward that way as well. Hitting that overbought right here, which is a locking in. Get a nice green on the screen for the closing for this week by Friday. That'll set the stage for another ramp up next week and hitting new highs on the weekly chart for silver as well. How about those miners? All right, GDX is looking great. All right, it's in a sideways mode, but it's still green on the screen. And even though your momentum is pretty much flat right now, you're not crashing, you're not falling, which is good. You're just dancing around the trend line. Very elongated upward thrust ramp coming ahead to smash prices above that $27.50 toward the $30 handle. Again, price action is going according to the trajectory that we anticipated. GDXJ, same thing. Junior miners, same story as the GDX, and you can see this nice upward steep ramp, and this should help us get above that 46 level up into 50. So prices are doing exactly as we had anticipated, elongating, stretching out the sideward action, building up enough energy to hit the ramp and then catapult north. All right, JNUG, same thing. It's moving right along the ramp just like I projected that it's going to do, and then once it hits here, it just, look how steep this one is. This is going to really help lift off and get us up to that $25 up toward the $30 handle. So this is a nice ramp right here. This looks really great. So this bodes well as we continue to stretch out around these support levels, building a nice base for a humongous liftoff to new highs in the JNUG. All right, Nugget. is a little slightly different because we hit this air pocket within the Kumo cloud, came out of the Kumo cloud of death, and it's below the Kumo cloud, but because it's narrow, it's tough to tell how this one's going to go. But looking at the crossing of the trend lines here, this would indicate a bearish situation, but this cross is taking place above the trend line, not below it. So it's just kind of like flat all the way. It doesn't really know what it wants to do yet. This could easily turn back up here and put this forward. And so it's just hanging out right now. But we're going to need more time because we should be able to get back above here. If we can close above here this week, this will set it up lovely. So it can, sideways movement, sideways to slightly higher prices within the next 3 to 5 weeks, and then once we hit the ramp, then we catapult up to 25. So projecting a $10 run to the upside in the nugget in the not too distant future. So there you have it on the nugget. Now let's take a look at just a couple of shares, individual shares in the miners. Let's do the AG first. All right, taking a look at AG. You can see AG right now is poking its head up above the Kumo cloud, which is great. So they can make a run up, back up to par, up to 100, which is great. We've been really basing out inside of the Kumo cloud, and it's been sideways action for quite some time, and now it's trying to break out. Last time it tried to break out, it failed, came back in the cloud. Now it's trying to do it again. Will it be successful this time? It's hard to say because technically speaking, the sideways price action goes all the way back to June of 2016. We have been sideways since June. If you look at where we are now and look at where it closed, we're trading inside of this bar. All right, that's just where we are right now. Nothing really happening. We need to really break out from this zone in order to reinstitute a positive pulse wave I'm sorry, why did this come up as AGU? I just gave you analysis for AGU instead of AG. Hold on. Well, those of you who trade AGU, you just got a freebie. I want AG, First Majestic. Okay, First Majestic is looking great. Just hit the overbought level here, coming along the Kumo cloud just as we anticipate. So if the first ramp just needs to make it above the first ramp, then we can get up to here, and then this is where it's really going to start to take off and get back up to that 15 level, and then hopefully the 20. So still has a long way to go yet, but the AG is looking good. It's in a pretty good position right now. So we just need to see if we can lock in from this overbought level and then build up enough energy to break out from the current price levels. All right, let's take a look at Pretty Ricky. All right, Richmont Mines. Let's see here on the weekly chart. Again, we've been sideways since August, and we're just moving around here. Negative momentum, picking up, accelerating a little bit, getting in it oversold. Even if it drops off below this trend line, right, support, long-term trend line support, you still got this ramp to help base prices out around in here and then get it back up to the $10 level. So I see $10 in Richie, or Pretty Ricky, for some time. So I see this sideways price action coming up in here. We could be off to the races, but the way the cloud is right now, it looks like it just has enough to get us between the $10 and $12 range. So we'll wait and see what happens. Anything can happen, but this is what it's looking like right now in Pretty Ricky. So that's all I got for now. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. Peace.